Another NTU student says they were punished not for cheating, but for being honest. And what they shared online has sparked big questions about how schools deal with AI tools like ChatGPT. Just days ago, NTU confirmed that 3 students were given 0 marks for an assignment in a health and politics module. This came after the university flagged essays for having fake statistics, made-up references, and broken web links. The investigation began in April, and by early May, the students were told of the outcome. One of those students recently posted on Reddit saying she had finally received a fair hearing. The panel concluded that she didn't use AI to write her work. Her appeal for a grade review is still ongoing, but she's basically been cleared. But on June 26, another student from the same case came forward with a very different story, and it's raising eyebrows online. According to their Reddit post, this student was not cleared. Their appeal was rejected after a panel hearing just one day before. Here's where it gets more complicated. The student claims they were open from the start. When asked by Associate Professor Sabrina Luck if they had used AI, they admitted they had used ChatGPT, but only to ask 5 broad background questions before deciding on a topic. They say none of the AI responses were used in the final essay, and every word of the 3,000-word submission was written by them. They also pointed out that the panel had full access to both their chat history and their essay, and could clearly see there was no overlap. But despite this, they were still found guilty of misconduct. The reason? Professor Chia Wai-mun apparently told the student that any use of AI, even during early research, was not allowed. The rule stated that AI tools shouldn't be used in the generation of the essay. But the student argued that this line was vague. Many would take it to mean no AI during the writing phase, not during the early research. And here's a key point the student raised. There was no academic integrity form or any clear guideline given for this assignment. So they believed they were acting ethically by being transparent about their limited AI use. If they had kept quiet, they say, it wouldn't even have been detected. But instead of being praised for honesty, they were punished. The student claimed that when they asked Professor Chia why they were being penalized, while others might have done the same without saying anything, the professor allegedly replied, "I'm not faulting everyone. I'm faulting you." This hit hard. The student said they now believe NTU isn't encouraging a culture of honesty and growth, but instead punishing those who speak up. The Reddit post quickly went viral, with many netizens questioning the university's actions. People asked, what's really the difference between using ChatGPT for background questions and using Google? Especially now that even Google includes AI-generated summaries in search results? Some said this felt less like a fair decision and more like NTU trying to make an example out of someone. Others felt the university's rigid attitude ignored the reality of how students now learn, research, and interact with tech. One user even joked that NTU might want students to go back to flipping through library books printed before the iPhone existed. So here's the big question for all of us. Should schools be clearer and fairer when it comes to AI rules? And should honesty be punished or protected? If you find this interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, 2230.